It's 1837 and I've already banned slavery and achieved multiculturalism as well as annexing Mexico. So how did I do it? So the plan starts out with us declaring war on the UK. However, we have too high of relations, so we have to expel diplomats before we can do that. Then we declare for liberate Newfoundland, which the UK will then add ban slavery as a war goal against us, which we are going to be backing down to. You may wonder, why do we want to ban slavery? Doesn't that remove your ability to get Afro-American primary culture from the Civil War? And the answer is, we're going to be getting Afro-American culture in a different way than normal. Now, the next step is we're going to declare on Mexico for Liberate Pueblo. This step is not necessarily required, but I think making Mexico a protectorate is going to be worthwhile, since our infamy is going to get reset anyway. Goals here to make it less likely that they back down. So these are the exact war goals we add. Then we will not add conscripts till the war starts to ensure that Mexico does not back down. You can see since we are not conscripting, Mexico is confident in their ability to win. We get a coup plotted. That's not too big of a deal. Let's just click keep a keen eye because we don't really care too much. And you can see that they're not backing down because there's a bunch of primary war goals and they're confident. So now that the war has begun, we're going to go in this army, give it a ton of skirmish, and also give it a ton of lancers. And that's going to be an army that we use to land into Mexico with. Specifically, we're going to be landing Yucatan, although in some cases their army will be fully on the front, in which case you can land Veracruz instead. I think that depends on whether they conquered Texas. It's better for you if they do conquer Texas. We'll also, I guess, assign more armies to push from the north because they have nothing here, but most of the time they will if they conquer Texas. It really depends on their ability to defeat Texas. Anyway, we're just going to unpause and show this pretty easy war here. You can see our conscripts are coming up here. If we have enough lancers, we should be able to activate rapid advance, which should let us push through Mexico a little bit faster because we would like to enforce this war quickly. You can see the power of rapid advance letting us push very, very fast through the country. I think we're basically already at Mexico City. Yep, there we go. Basically completely occupied. If we can get to total enemy occupation though, that'll make things significantly faster. Looks like we got spaghettied, so we're not going to be able to reach that for a little bit longer. Hopefully you won't get spaghettied in your game. Okay, we're 2 days from the front, so we're finally back on it now. We can start rapid advancing again. 48 war support they're at right now. This is a little bit slower than we would hope, but it's going to be fast enough that we'll still be able to complete our objectives by 1837. Now you can see here, oh, they have +0, unfortunate. Anyway, now they have -0, so we're going to request Mexico Protectorate and Mexico War Reps, because obviously we don't want the liberations on our subject. Then we're going to propose the peace deal. Now, next we're going to be releasing Michigan as a subject, as well as Florida. Then we're going to start feeding states to a combination of Indian Territory, Florida, and Michigan, trying to give... Oh yeah, we're going to do some shenanigans with Florida here. Because otherwise, the AI USA, when we swap countries, is going to colonize this little province here, which is going to stop us from full annexing them. We're going to give that state to American Florida, which now means that this country is completely landlocked, so we can't colonize it. Now we're just going to split the USA between these three countries. We're going to give the majority of the country to Michigan, but not all of it. Looks like we forgot to give Michigan something in the first round, but we'll just keep giving away states here. And you don't want to give away anything in the New England region. New York is not counted in that, but everything else up there is. Now that we've cut off our ability to reach this area, you can see that all of our colonies are now completed. So we can now grant states, or did only one get completed? Never mind, the rest are still going for now. We'll give away some other states to try to make sure that that stops being the case, because that's kind of annoying. Okay, looks like the rest are now finished, so we can now grant these states to Indian Territory, which will give away our far west. Now we're almost done. We just need to give away the interior, or the like middle of the U.S. kind of. We want to make sure that the majority goes to Michigan though, because we need Michigan to be the only subject that's big enough that it gains Liberty Desire at a significant speed, or else we're going to have significant problems. So now we've split the USA between Michigan, Indian Territory, and Florida. We can now release ourselves as New England, as independent New England. Now, New England has some pretty cool events that are going to help us out a lot. But before we talk about those, we're going to put an interest into Dixie, the Midwest, and Mexico. We're going to begin damaging relations with the US until we hit 49 relations. Unfortunately, this does reset our tech progress, but that's not too big of a deal. Now we're going to just unpause and wait till we hit 49 relations with the United States, which should not take very long. In the meantime, we can look at this event, give the Liberals some more movement stuff. You can see for some reason the Liberals are the only election party. We also hit 49 with the USA. Now we simply expel their diplomats, which brings us below 20, so we can conquer their one and only state. Now we're going to assign a general to this army, and that general is going to be naval invading something. Well, this general, we simply conscript up to the max and put him to defend the front against Michigan here. So this army's now got some troops, so we're going to put them on the front and defend. Well, this army, we wait till it gets to 100 org, and then we're going to be landing DC. Okay, the war has begun. We just need to wait till the New England army reaches 100% organization. Okay, now it's getting close. We're going to start the naval invasion at this point, because we want to deal with their fleet that they have there. So we're just going to start the naval invasion now into DC, and we'll see how that goes. We should be able to defeat their fleet pretty quickly. Yes, indeed. Oh, they have one troop defending. That's not very typical. What happened? Okay, well, since USA put a defender, we can simply land Virginia. Usually, in my previous test games, they did not have a defender, but oh, here they don't even have a defender anymore, so we can simply reset our landing to go into DC. Most of the time, they don't have anyone defending DC, so you can just land it for free like this. And then now it's just a matter of time until the USA capitulates, since they are gaining -20 war support per tick. Well, they should be gaining like -15 if you didn't fight that battle that we fought there. But do not offer them a peace, even if they would accept it, because this will not let you annex their subjects, which is what we need to happen. Okay, now just 2 more ticks remaining, and there we go. The war is now over. Now, sometimes you'll have the USA have reduced Michigan or increased Michigan's autonomy. In fact, this happens a lot of the time. If that's what happened in your game, we didn't get it happen in our game, but you just grant states from Indian Territory and Florida to Michigan in order to reduce their autonomy. But regardless of if that happens, you're going to want to grant all of the states you gave to Indian Territory to Michigan. And you should also actually grant some to Mexico. You should grant some states to Mexico so that you can get their liberty desire down to being a puppet. Now we can reduce Mexico's autonomy to being a puppet, which is great. Now we're going to grant all of Mexico to Michigan, as well as Indian Territory. Okay, so after granting everything to Michigan, your map should look something like this. Now you're going to click Form Free States of America. You're going to not click that button yet. You're going to form America right afterwards. And now that we've formed America, we're going to click this button here. And we now have America with the primary cultures Yankee, Dixie, and Afro-American. Normally this is basically impossible to get because you need states with Dixie homelands to have Dixie loyalists. The states just don't have Dixie pops. Like, for example, New Mexico, I believe is one of them. You can see there's no Dixies that live here, but it would become a homeland once you do the Manifest Destiny. So it's very hard to complete that journal entry usually to keep Dixie while you get Afro-American. But with this strategy, you can very easily get all 3 cultures. Now, there are a couple disadvantages to this strategy, such as we get 40,000 in government expenses, though you can avoid this by simply not clicking the event that gives you Afro-American heritage. The other one will give you multiculturalism, but it doesn't give you Afro-American heritage. But in exchange, you don't have to spend 40,000 a week for however long, so that's pretty significant. You can also swap to a very legitimate government, unlike normal USA, because you have a 100% votes to the Whig Party in your first election. Now we can also incorporate some states here. So we're just going to spam click incorporate. I'm not sure what causes it to incorporate certain states instantly and not incorporate other states instantly. I'm not really got any idea why that happens, but it does happen. You can take advantage of some instant incorporation, but it is a little bit slow on the incorporation. It's not too bad. You just gotta wait 2 years to get your money. My understanding is even though we do not have the Texan statehood journal entry, if you get to 50 or 20 relations with Texas, you will still annex them. Oh, I just noticed it says our GDP is 0. Let's just unpause and see what our GDP is actually at. About 15.6 million, which is a little bit low. Let's not give these guys increased autonomy, but we should improve relations with them, right? So we're just sitting at like 15.6 million GDP, and everything is pretty much just going okay for us. We're going to play a little bit further to show that this money situation really isn't too big of a problem. So to do that, we're going to swap up our government administrations here, and then we'll start incorporating even more great territory for our nation. Let's just go here and spam click here we run out of bureaucracy, so something like this will do. I went down from very high to normal high taxes, then we're going to stack on some consumption taxes, because I'm realizing very high taxes is going to cause a ton of radicalism, especially in Pennsylvania and stuff. Also going to remember to subsidize the railroads. I'd never forget to do that, would I? I did forget we're supposed to be passing monarchy, so we're going to put the petite bourgeoisie into government. Then we'll begin passing monarchy, and we're going to abdicate this guy away, resign from office. And now we don't have a radical because the radical gives extra stall chance for monarchy. We get a pro-France lobby. We're gonna protectorate Argentina. It's a pretty nice thing. They'll usually just back down if we add enough war goals. So we're just gonna add in a ton of war goals, which should cause them to back down because we're not gonna be primarying anything except for the protectorate. Just add a bunch of conscripts that we're gonna conscript up here so that we can make it much more scary for them. All 200 or something. Yeah, that should be plenty. Get them to back down. Well, Argentina didn't back down. That's pretty unlucky. I've had them back down in the past over this. We'll do Chile and hope that they back down. Had a bunch of war goals against Chile, revoke claims, and war reps, and more revoke claims. Hopefully they'll back down so we can then enforce mail access into Chile or into Argentina. Chile didn't back down either, bruh. Okay, we're gonna try to do it with Bolivia. Please, Bolivia, just back down. I don't want to have to keep doing this to you guys. You don't need to do this to me, Bolivia. You can just let me have your country, okay? I'll add in some more conscripts that are fake again so that you back down. Please, just back down. It's not that hard to just back down, Bolivia. South Peru supported us, so we can move our army into South Peru. That's something at least. All right. Well, there's a revolution happening in Britain. Unfortunately, I can't get a bankroll from it. Oh, there's a French Revolution as well. We hit 20 relations with Texas, so we can annex it. Very nice. Okay, we've now occupied Bolivia's capital, so we can enforce on them pretty soon. Okay, we will enforce these demands against Bolivia, which, yep, gives us Peru as a subject, as well as Bolivia. Then we will enforce mill access on Bolivia so that we can finally enforce on Argentina and Chile. Okay, we can now peace with Chile. So now it's just Argentina. Okay, we pass monarchy, so now we can create a sovereign empire power block real quick. We don't have enough influence. Let's rivalry Russia. Let's rivalry Spain. Now we should have enough influence to create our Sov empire. Gives us a bunch of authority from our subjects, which is very nice for us. We can put some encourage resource, encourage manufacturing, and greener grass campaign. And we just landed in Argentina's capital, which means we should be able to enforce our war goals against them now. Very, very nice. I'm gonna go for a little pass on laissez-faire here. It's always a nice law to get in. For some reason, right after the election, the parties switched, and now we have this Constitutional Union Party with 0 votes, which is not very big nice. We'll slot in the wood company. Well, this labor movement is a little bit too radical, so we're gonna have to cancel passing this, I guess, because yeah, it's a bit of a problem. I think we'll go for public health insurance, I guess, instead. Yeah, it's unfortunate we couldn't get that passed through. We just got 40K more free money because we're no longer paying 40K to have Afro-American primary culture, which is very, very nice. I guess we'll slot in Iron Company temporarily, although I think we'll disband this eventually once we get the Carnegie Steel Company. I'm gonna conquer Beijing. We're gonna sway Russia into this play, I think. We'll see what they want. I think that'll be nice to have Russia carry this war for us. We just want some good old Chinese war reps, really. That's what we really, really want, is some good old Chinese war reps. Give Russia a Shandong Treaty Port, sure. Is there anything else we want from these guys? I don't think so. Okay, we landed in Shangjing. We're now going to begin mobilizing the conscripts. Hopefully we can make it into Beijing here. Looks like things have been going pretty well. There's not really too big of a problem from the money things you lose at the beginning or the lack of incorporation. It's really just a normal USA so far, except that we have multiculturalism and we're not gonna have to fight the Civil War ever. Okay, Beijing is now occupied, so pretty soon we'll be able to make peace with China. Oh, we also got our first mandate. What do we want to go for in terms of mandates? I think we'll just go food standardization. We are lacking grain quite a bit. Okay, we offer peace with China. And now we have the great province of, or the great state of Beijing in our country. Amazing. What do you mean reactionary movement is triggering? What in the world? We have 10 million radicals and like 7 million of them are in China. How are you radical enough for this? Okay, we trigger, or we get public health insurance. That's pretty nice. Um, public health insurance will help out a lot with trying to solve that. That is, if we could actually upgrade it, but we don't have the bureaucracy for that. I'm going to start the incorporation process of Beijing. Or should we be doing that? I don't know. It's questionable. Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Connor, what are you doing? You're throwing the game, confirmed. But it's fine, everything will be fine. It's not worth it in the short term, but long term, having Beijing incorporated will be insane. We got a Han cultural community in South Carolina, for real, for real. Yeah, we did. Very nice. We have an opportunity to get an alliance with France. That could be really nice. Okay. Sure, we'll take it. An alliance with France is pretty nice, I guess. Okay, we just completed the Western Frontier Expedition. We got the Oregon Trail. This is my second time in a row getting Oregon Trail as my first thing here. That's pretty lucky. Um, we're missing nothing. Okay, yep, we get the Oregon Treaty. Big nice. New states for the great American Empire. We get another mandate. We'll go food 2. Guess we'll reduce Chile's autonomy. I'm gonna go secret police because I want to try to get this movement that we've got somewhat under control in terms of radicalism because it gets way too much. Doing pretty good mass migrations here. We've got Kazakhs, we've got Occitans, we've got SMEs, we got Rajputs. We're getting pretty decent levels of migration for the early game. If we could transfer the EIC and get it to get rid of no migration controls, we'd be in a very solid position here. Now we get a mass migration of French people. See, this is just insane. So much migration. Okay, we pass secret police. That should lower this movement's activism a little bit. We need like level 2 secret police to get it stopping from revving, but it's a nice start. I think this is where we're going to be ending off the showcase. We hit 50 million GDP or around 5 years faster than my old USA run, which is a significant increase considering we already have multiculturalism and stuff, and we haven't got that much more land. I mean, we've got a Mexico, but what's Mexico? That's basically nothing. And the other run will get Mexico, but it's not that big of a deal. We have 0 infamy as well, so we can conquer more stuff soon. So yeah, goodbye.